You did like you always do. You protected Kanan.
Who see you like this, they might test you.
We gotta hit the fuck back, man. It's about showing who the fuck we are. We gotta be strategic. We already cut Rock off at the knees.
I want to cut off at the fucking neck.
How many more wars you trying to have at the same time? You about to find out.
What's up, ugly ass niggas? This your boy J Miles. Now I'm back with another video. And you know what to do. If you're new, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, comment. Let me know what you think, but most importantly, make sure you share it with your ugly ass friends. Now, on today's video, we will be covering Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, and this one right here is the real reason Snaps and Pop had to take out Famous and Defcon's secret. So I'm going to tell y'all right now, a lot of dark secrets will be revealed in this particular video. A lot of things such as the true reason Famous had to be taken off the board, the reason Howard is so important in this particular thing, and the true identity and nature of Defcon and Breeze's parents. So go ahead and make sure you hitting that subscribe button and tune in, because we in for a good one. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right on into this thing. Now, sitting at the center of all the attention, as we know, is ugly ass people. These ugly ass people known as Snaps and Pop, right? They ugly as hell, and they've been ugly as hell since the start of them entering the show. They first arrived in season 3, and they've been making their mark slowly but surely throughout the series, right? So, as we know, they ended up having some cops put down Famous due to him knowing some information that they thought could turn out to be dangerous to them.
That some of the shit he was saying could track back to us. But now we gotta worry about your fucking sloppiness when you put his ass down, gonna track back to us.
So, as you just heard, they put him down because they was worried about what he was saying could end up tracking back to them. The question is, what is it that could have been tracking back to them? What is it that was so vital that Famous had knowledge of that could end up coming back and potentially damaging them? That is what's important, and we actually got the answer to that this past episode.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, that's what I was saying, but the CIA is standing by it. How many of us even know about the case?
The truth is, no one was even really paying attention before the fucking feds tried to connect Figueroa and Howard.
So, as you just heard, Detective, I think his name is Ping, just said to Garcia that no one was even paying attention, basically, to Famous until they tried to, the feds connected him to Howard, right? So, Howard here is the key to unraveling all of this. And keep in mind that Detective Garcia's purpose, as of late at least, was to basically take down the person who put down Howard, because that's what Captain Baptiste's leaving declaration was. When he was leaving out, he told him to make sure he get the person who put down Howard. So that's what his mission has been. Now that Detective Ping has gave him another connection to, that Famous is connected to the Howard situation, he's going to start to connect the dots a little bit more. Now, let's get back to what is it that Famous knew that was so that was so detrimental to Snaps and Pop that they felt like he had to go, right? And I think the answer to that is his connection to Kanan, as far as knowing that Howard was Kanan's father. That's what did it. Now keep in mind, Snaps and Pop has cops on the payroll. So they could easily find out that, hey, the Figueroa kid just made a connection to Howard. That, and he says something about because keep in mind, Garcia then was questioning Famous about Howard, why they was in there. They didn't show us the full extent of everything that was said, but they could always say off screen, Famous said XYZ, right? So basically, he could have ended up bringing up that, look, I don't know nothing about Howard. And then they say, okay, what about, why is he so close to Kanan all of a sudden? And he could say, I don't know, but I it's possible that, I did see a paternity test in there and the initials said MH on it for the father. That's a connection. So now that they know that potentially Howard isn't, they could end up connecting the dots that Howard is the father of Kanan. Why does that matter so much? Now we're getting somewhere. Let's go to Defcon. So as far as everybody outside of Rock, Kanan, Marvin, and Juke knows, Defcon is Kanan's father, right? And that's what we believe. However, I believe Snaps and Pop here also knows the truth. They also know that Defcon is not the father of Kanan. However, he is still, he is still important because it helps polish their image of what they're protecting. I'm going to get to what it is that they're protecting in a little bit. So let's go back to Defcon. This here is the Howard's computer in season 1, episode 5, when he first found out that Kanan was his son. As you can see, it said he was incarcerated on October the 9th, 1974. So obviously that the math doesn't math for Kanan to turn out to be Defcon's son, because if he was incarcerated in October, how was he born in August of 75? He would have been in the oven too long. So that's how Howard was able to connect the dots, right? Now, obviously nobody else would know to look at those records. But if someone could say that Howard was able to, if the word got out that Howard is his father, then they're gonna be like, oh, Defcon. So if that's the case, why did Defcon let Rock stay around knowing that, he wasn't his father? Because clearly, because Defcon lived long enough, we know that for sure. He lived long enough to know that Rock, that Rock ended up getting pregnant. So that means Defcon obviously knew, because here's one of the reasons we know from his from his brother, Defcon's brother, and supposedly been Kanan's uncle.
Who the fuck are you? Kanan. Kanan Stark. Defcon's son. Rock's kid. Shit, I just want to know what kind of stuff he used to say about me. Shit, did he even talk about him?
He was nothing but a baby, man. There wasn't much to say. You remind me of Def.
Yeah. You got the same eyes, man, the same heart. And he would have did what you doing. He would have came down here
to look me in my face and ask me those questions.
You a man now, Kanan. Shit, by the time Def was your age,
He was already running corners, living in his own crib, running up into any bitch he wanted.
So, as you just heard, he said that Kanan wasn't nothing but a baby So that means Defcon was alive during the, when he was born. And also Rock said when she was talking to Howard that Def was cool with her being pregnant by somebody else because it helped cover his image of him being left-handed, right? So, with that being said, why is this important? You see, it seems as if, in my opinion, I think the brother here may have been in on it. He knew that his brother was left-handed, but he was going along with it as well because it was all a big secret. That's the reason why when he first said Kanan here, as we just viewed, when he was like, this Kanan, and he looked confused. He was like, what? Then he said, Defcon's son. And that's when he was able to connect the dots. He was like, oh shit, okay. Because he knew his brother wasn't into women. More proof that we knew his brother wasn't into women was what, or at least didn't mess with women too much, is what Snaps and Pop talked about here.
Father didn't drink either. Defcon didn't drink or drug.
You barely fuck with girls. Your mom the only one I ever knew about.
So, she just said he barely messed with girls. And Rock was the only one that he knew about it. Who they knew about, right? So, I'm starting to believe more. I know a couple of people have made this connection and stuff like that, and I think I'm probably ready to go ahead and admit that more than likely that this could be the case. Defcon and Ronnie were lovers, more than likely, and they both was using cover-ups. That's the reason why, Ronnie wasn't comfortable with the women that was on him. He's so damn weird. He was so fond of Defcon and stuff like that because they were lovers. And I think more proof of that is what Rock said, Rock's facial expression when she was talking with Vanessa here.
Now he's got his girl. I mean, it has nothing to do with me and my son, which is how I want it. Ronnie got a girl.
As you just saw, you seen Rock's face when she heard Vanessa say his girl. She was like, Ronnie got a girl. She said that as if she knew Ronnie was left-handed too. Why? Because she was dating Defcon. So if she was Defcon's cover, she more than likely knew who the actual guy that that Defcon was into, which was Ronnie, which would also explain why Ronnie hated her so much. One, she knew his secret. Two, that was who Defcon was seen with in public, right? And it would also make sense of why Ronnie probably cared about Kanan too. Maybe Ronnie didn't know that wasn't actually Defcon's son. So he probably was looking at it as like, I'm taking care of my lover's son. That's how Ronnie was looking at it. I'm just saying, people. I know this is crazy. Now let's go ahead and get to the ending of it, of why all of this is important. Let's get back to the people that's the finessers, right? Let's get back to the finessers. So, as we know, Snaps and Pop introduced Breeze as their nephew. Here's the problem. I'm starting to believe that actually Snaps and Pop is his true mother. His true parents. That's his real mother and father. But them being in the game, considered people knowing that that's their son being too dangerous. So in order to protect Breeze, they, in order to protect Breeze, they asked, Snaps asked his sister to take him in as if that's his. She's his. And they just looked out for him. So that's their real parents. But whoever Snaps believes is his mom is actually his auntie. Very similar to the Zeke and Monet situation. That's probably what the real truth is. And think about this. If Howard if they made the connection, the police made the connection that Howard is the true father of Kanan, then they're going to be looking more into Defcon. And if they looking more into Defcon and find out that he's left-handed, they're going to now know that, hey, if Defcon's not his son, then that's also not Breeze. If Defcon's not Kanan's father, and he's left-handed, then he's probably not Breeze's father either. And if he's not Breeze's father, who is? And now they will be looking at Snaps and Pop. And then they can figure it out. That is their son. And now Breeze is in danger. So basically, these are people protecting their son. It's another case of that. By still staying in his life, like Monet did, but not claiming to be his mother and father. So they lied to Breeze their entire life. That is the big secret that is gonna be exposed more than likely this season. And that is the reason Famous had to go. It's all a chain reaction. Famous knew the information. Famous knew the information about Howard. And since Famous knew the information about Howard, that basically makes everything falls apart like a domino. And you know how they are when it comes to fixing problems. They will just get rid of it. So, pretty much, people, that's all I got for y'all as far as this particular video. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Is it possible that the true secret that is going to be revealed, the reason why Famous had to go, is that Snaps and Pop is Breeze's true parents? And they didn't want that to find out. They didn't want, they didn't want anyone to find out in order to protect them. Let me know all of that more in the comment sections, people. But, like usual, if you're cool with me, fool with me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a like, comment. Let me know what you're thinking. But most importantly, make sure you share it with your glad friends. But until the next video, I'm out.